iCreate Africa is a company that describes itself as a hub for skills exchange. But as an enterprise, it does so much more. The company's founder, Bright Jaja, is among this year's Forbes Africa 30 Under 30, the influential publication's 5th edition of its 30 Under 30 list, which honors some of the African continent's most accomplished young entrepreneurs. Bright Jaja's innovative company not only matches young people with skills to companies that need them across the African continent, it also runs a competition promoting those skills and encouraging companies and the private sector to invest in skills development. The first iCreate Skills Festival was Africa's biggest. The two-day event took place in Abuja in October of last year. Its skill competition featured 84 competitors from across West Africa, showcasing skills from web design and app development to more traditional skills such as carpentry and hairdressing. And Bright Jaja, CEO and founder of iCreate Africa, joins me now. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you so
and
much.
I suppose congratulations are in order.
Yes, yes.
It's not an easy thing
to
be picked out of the hundreds,
millions,
thousands,
millions of people,
of young people in
Yes.
Africa. I mean, let's not even talk about Nigeria alone, but
Yeah.
I mean across the whole of Africa.
Yes.
The 30, you made it to that list.
Yes, I
How
did.
does it feel?
I don't even know how to explain how I feel about it, because that has always been my goal. Like, I wanted to be on that list, not because I wanted to show off or because I wanted to I wanted to be there. I just wanted to be there because I wanted to be influential, to pass a message, because I had a voice, I had ideas, but nobody was listening, and all I had to do was to get to a point where my voice could be echoed, and Forbes just gave me that. So I'm overly excited.
So what are you going to do with it?
You know, I've been talking to my team, and then everybody's like, you know, jumping around and just saying, let's go turn up and all that. And for me, I feel like it's a responsibility. It's one thing for you to be famous. It's another thing for you to be famous and add value. I think this is an opportunity for me to do everything I always wanted to do. I don't think I'll be having challenges with resources anymore, because I've been able to prove myself with the work that I've been doing. So I'm here now to inspire young people, to let them know that your dreams are valid. All you need to do is to wake up and chase it, and don't give up. You're going to get closed doors. People are going to tell you, oh, I'm sorry, unfortunately, we can't help you. But don't give up on yourself. Just keep pushing and keep moving. And that is exactly my story. I'm not so smart, I'm not so intelligent. I just don't stop.
Persistence.
Yes, I don't stop.
Yeah, that's very good. And discipline.
A lot of it.
Absolutely essential.
Yes.
If you ever want to achieve anything.
Yes.
How did you come up with iCreate Africa?
iCreate Africa came up out of a burden. I think for me, I've always been that person that could not just stand problems. And there were just too many problems in this country. And for me, just thinking about how, you know, we have a lot of young people that are unemployed, and there's a whole generation coming after, like under us, and nothing is being done, just, you know, keeps me awake at night. And I was just looking for a way. I tried to understand what the problem was. I did a lot of research, and then I found out that it starts with the mind. What shapes humans' behavior? Perception. What shapes their perception? Information. If you're able to change that information, if you're able to create a different image, it will change the way they see things. And I felt like the reason why a lot of young people are not even going towards this direction is because of that negative perception. And that was it.
So there's a mindset,
there's a mindset,
a
that
negative
has to change,
mindset.
that has to change. And I just went after that first. You know, changing the set of perception, rebranding skills. We just released our first magazine. I mean, funny enough, I was putting people in the cover of a magazine, not knowing I was going to be on Forbes. You know, so we just released our magazine with all the winners from last year, and that has just blown. Everybody's talking about it and all that, and it's changing. A lot of young people now are calling us, they want to learn a skill. We get calls every day.
But how difficult must it be
Yeah.
in a country like Nigeria, where there is so much despair and frustration,
Yeah.
and not that much or many examples of people who are doing the sort of thing that you want to inspire young people to do?
I think that was the challenge earlier, right? And we had to start from the very bottom. And that's why we're focused on the competition. to raise people who would become that beacon of light, who would become that champion. That's why we call them skill champions. Now, there are a lot of opportunities in the skill trades. I mean, I gave an example the last time I came here for Wizkid. Wizkid is just as a musician, as a bricklayer. They both have skills. But the reason why Wizkid is succeeding is because of the investment they put into that industry. Now, if you put the same level of investment into this, we will have people who will be making more money.
So a lot of vocational work.
Yes.
How do you select them? I mean, do you sort of go and say, okay, let me take the smartest of the lot? Or are you just open to anybody, really, because you believe that everybody has got some kind of skill?
I think for us, we're very strategic. Now, what a lot of organizations does is they just go to communities and they bring a lot of people and say, let's train you, let's train you on carpentry and tiling and all that. What we're doing is we've come to understand that education plays a major role. So we try to work with the people who are already educated, but they don't have the skills.
Right.
Now, because we believe that those people have the potential to become entrepreneurs and create more jobs for those people in the local communities. So we focus on the people who already have that understanding, because with them, it's easier for us to project them. It's easier for us to...
So let me just understand this. Somebody's maybe studied, I don't know, psychology.
Yes.
They don't have a job, and then they come to you and you say, I'll teach you how to be a bricklayer. Is that the sort of thing that you do?
It's more of the passion. Now, we already have, for example, the people that won the competition last year, we had maritime engineers, we had accountants. These people already have these skills to a level, but they're not even recognized. So we want to create champions. So what we do is we identify these people who are educated and have the skills, and we project them. So they come to the competition and they all compete. At the end of the day, the competition is open to everybody, but you find out that the people that actually win are the people that are educated, because the competition, we don't design the test project. Test project is what they execute with the Nigeria standard.
Right.
It's the world scale standard that we use.
Right.
So if you don't have that understanding, you might not be able to execute it excellently.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you hold this competition, is it people in different areas of what they do? I mean, what's the threshold for the competition?
What's the
hallmark sort of thing?
We have about, like I said, it's open to everybody. Everybody can register as long as you can go through the website.
Right.
Normally, if we wanted to just be for specific people, would have said, okay, we can just get your number, because a lot of them might not be able to walk through go through the website. But we made it mandatory that you have to go through the website, right? So we can select the level of skills that we want. And it cuts across the different skill trades, from construction to automobile technology to creative arts and fashion to technology. And we have these people come from different parts of Nigeria, and then they come with that competitive mentality to want to win. And the beautiful part of it is the fact that the cameras and the lights and the glamour and everything is focused on them. And for the first time, they've never experienced that. This is a bricklayer who is never recognized, and he's working during the skill competition, and people are taking selfie with him.
So you pick the best of whatever field they're in.
Yes.
In other words, this bricklayer has done a marvelous job, and therefore they emerge victorious.
Yes. So at the end of the day, out of thousands of people that register, we pick about 10 to compete within each other, and then the best that execute the test project, we give them a particular test project to execute within a time frame of 14 hours. So the best that execute the test project and our expert and our judges probably should say, okay, this is the best person. Those are the people that we end up showcasing as the skill champions.
Right. And what do they get after they win?
A lot. First of all, they get a lot.
Presumably they get jobs.
A lot of visibility. Now, the skill competition is like a festival and a job fair. So even the people that are not even winning,
it's an opportunity
to
be noticed.
Yes, we have all the stakeholders on board. We have the employers, we have the educators, we have everybody there to actually come and select and pick people from there. But the people that actually win, they get endorsement deals. This is the first time we have our construction winners actually got an endorsement deal with Bosch. It has never happened before. They are going to be on Bosch adverts, and they're going to be doing all those stuff.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and then the same opportunity that the Wizkid and Davido has, the same opportunity we're giving these young people, because Bosch cannot use Wizkid as a brand ambassador because they don't do anything that relates to music. But they have tools that the carpenter should use. They need the carpenter to be a brand ambassador. But if there's no carpenter that is relevant, because they want to connect their product with someone that is relevant, so it can, because it's marketing, right? So we bring these skill champions to a level where they become relevant, and then these brands come to them. that's a different ballgame entirely. They become relevant. They become champions. They become speakers. They become the face of that skill, and everybody is targeting to be like them, right? So, like you said earlier, how do we change that? We first of all try to get people to be on that level where people can look up to them, because there's nobody that people can actually look up to at this level.
You sound very passionate.
Very.
And that is extremely impressive.
Thank you.
You've now got this Forbes,
Yes.
if you like, well, award, really. It's a sort of award, nomination, and so on. And what are you currently working on? What's the next step for you, as it were?
We have the Enugu competition coming up in a month, actually July 19th and 20th in Enugu. After that, we're taking the winners from last year, one of the advantages of winning, to the world scale competition in Russia. So the first time we'll be taking bricklayers and plumbers and tilers.
Again, you're linking them to a global sort of network.
A global network.
Yeah.
So we're taking them to Russia. Like I said, our job is to make sure that they get to that level where people look up to them.
And you get a lot of sponsors and things?
We have people who believe in what we do, from individuals to companies like Bosch, for example, is one of the major companies that's working with us. We have Fashion Academy. We have a lot of Starling Bank. We have a lot of sponsors who believe in what we do, and they are really on board. After that, we're going to be launching our skill hub, which is actually the first skill hub that is focused on technical skills. It's not a tech hub. It's a hub that helps young people in this skill trades, help them in administration, help them in entrepreneurship, make them understand how they can turn their passion into business. And then the big thing is we're going to be launching the first ever skill pack in Africa.
Well, I have to say, congratulations. Very impressive what you're doing, and keep doing it.
Thank you very much.
Bright Jaja is the CEO and founder of iCreate Africa, and he is among this year's Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 list. It's a list that honors some of the African continent's most accomplished young entrepreneurs. You're watching Arise News Hour. Plenty more still ahead. Stay with us.